Hey guys, this is Aaron and I'm coming at you with a video about accounting reviews and why it's so important. So what I want you to understand here is that your accounting requires your constant attention. It is the thing you must know above all else. And so many shop owners, when I ask them, what are your numbers right now, they can't answer me. They can't tell me where they're at, they can't tell me what's going on in their business, and you have to understand what's going on in your business right now at every single moment. In fact, if you're watching this right now, 90% of you can't even tell me what your sales are at up until this day without going to your computer. That's not a good thing. We need to know our sales. We have to know our sales every single time. My company this month's tracking 740,000. What is your company tracking? You need to know exactly what you're tracking in every month that you're in so you can look back and go, this is my break even, this is where I make money, etc., etc., etc. Now, you may say, Aaron, I don't have time for that. I'm working in my business, it's a smaller shop. I'm going to tell you right now, if you're a Monday through Friday shop, which is what we recommend, and we teach in Driving Growth 1 why we recommend that. If you're a Monday through Friday shop, on Saturday mornings, usually your family's still asleep. I recommend taking 8 to 10 a.m. every single Saturday and doing whatever you need to do to get on top of your business and understand everything that's going on in your shop. It's a healthy thing. It's very, very good. And you can even do this Monday nights, Tuesday nights, whatever, after you close, but a weekly thing. 4 hours a month is all you need to focus on this. But if you can put in 2 hours, it'll be just that much more important. Now, here's the key to this. What do you check on? Several things. You need to know how much your sales are. How many hours did we do? Are our technicians, are they happy? How many cars did we do? Is my marketing working? And here's the thing. The way you track marketing is not sales. It's car count. It is your inner company's job to actually make the cars turn into sales. But on the surface, it is just, every single time, it is just car count. That's what your advertising drives. If I can get that written out. You also want to know, what is my cash flow? Have you checked how much your deposits have been for the week? Are you going to be able to pay your bills? Do you know all this stuff every single week? Every week, every week, every week, every week. Do you know last month's numbers, monthly? Are you building your P&L as you go day by day by day and understanding where it's going and being able to predict and track where you're going to end for the month? You want to know on the 15th, crap, I'm in trouble. You don't want to say on the 29th, crap, I'm in trouble, and then try to fix it. You need to know on the 15th. So you can motivate your team, do 6-month callbacks, do whatever you need to do to get your shop going back in the right direction. Now, I need to just kind of dial this in for you. Your marketing as an accounting, and I go into this in the marketing section, but as far as accounting goes, it has to give you a return on your investment on cars. You have to be able to tell me at any given time, what is my ROI, my return on investment at any moment on my car count. If you can't tell me that, then you don't know if what you're spending is actually worth it or not. A lot of us will just spend to spend, and that doesn't work. You got to know why and how come and where you're going. Now, here's the thing about accounting that's so important as far as the advanced level goes. A lot of us don't know how to use QuickBooks. If you can't jump into QuickBooks and pull up a P&L quickly, you really, really need to do this. Let me point something else out. You need your shop management system, your SMS, separate from your financials. A lot of guys have software that does both. I'm going to tell you, I highly, highly recommend you do not do that. And here's why. You want them separate because if they're separate, you're able to see exactly what's going on in your business and catch a problem because the numbers won't match. When it's all one, bad data in, bad data out, it all gets hidden. Somebody can steal from you easier. One of the best ways, I learned this from my accountant, to be able to get accurate numbers and be on top of things is to always have them separate. Because QuickBooks is always balanced out and it's nice and clean and tight, and you're only trying to take a snapshot, 1 day's worth of revenue, and put it into it at a time. What ends up happening is when it doesn't fit, when a square peg won't go into a round hole, you're able to catch the problem. And that's the key to this. Chaos is the enemy of a repair shop. If someone is not on top of this and paying attention and making sure this stuff is accurate, then what happens is the compass that you're following takes you in the wrong direction. And sadly, most of us don't even pull it out. So I want you to imagine, what if you were running your business and you had this beautiful compass and you had, true north, as most compasses do, right? They usually have the big arrow pointing straight up if you're going north. And you know which way it is. So we've got our N, our S, little spindle here in the middle. We've got our east and our west. What ends up happening is a lot of us don't pull this out of our pocket. We never go into the shop and just spend time on the numbers. We never divide up our car count by the day. We never divide it up by the month. We never just spend time letting our minds wander into it and just trying to figure out where could this go. In 2006, Cash for Clunkers came out. A lot of you remember that. My business took a tank. I had one store. I freaked out. The first and only time I ever paid my mortgage late. And I freaked out, didn't know what to do. And when the whole thing hit the fan, I just knew that it was a math problem. And there was a way to solve it. I wasn't sure how, but it was a math problem. I got a yellow pad and a calculator, and I still remember this. I went up to my bonus room. I sat on the couch, and I sat there and I did the math until I figured out how to solve the problem. You need to be able to look at your business at any point and be able to say, crap, we're off. We're heading this direction. We're going that direction. We're going that direction. And the reason I got into a bind and I paid my mortgage late in December, I remember this, in December of 06, was because of that. It took 5 months for the used car market to start having cars break again, for us to get busy again. That Cash for Clunkers screwed us up. It was it was a 25% drop, if you don't remember this, in the auto repair industry. 25%. If you don't understand that you not pulling out the compass and looking at it habitually every single week, putting in day-ins daily as an owner, you have to at a minimum spend an hour a day. And I would tell you, you need to spend at least an hour a week on the overall big picture, if not 2 hours a week. You may go, Aaron, I just don't have time. We all have time. You have not enough systems in place. So what does that look like in the very beginning? To do this effectively, if you tell me, Aaron, if this is 0 and this is 40 hours a week, and you tell me, Aaron, I'm operating currently above 40 hours a week. I'm like this. My wife will kill me if I do any more, or my husband will kill me. If that's your situation, this is what I'm going to tell you to do. I'm going to tell you, if you're right here, to go do this and even do more. Even do more. So that you can get it back down to here. Why is that? I'm going to go take all of this, get it done, and then I'm going to take this section here, represents all this, and I'm going to pull it to here, get it done, so that it dips, and this allows me to have less chaos and think, so that when I get to this section finally, I'm able to get all that crap done here, because there's no chaos slowing me down. And let me walk you through why. A lot of you don't realize the stress that you're currently carrying right now. Most of you that watch these courses, you can't even tell me what your sales are, but you can tell me what your debt is. Why is that? You have focused on the wrong thing. And because you've focused on the wrong thing, what do? You reproduce more of what you don't want. So if you have this, and it's bad, and you think about it all the time, what else do you get? You get more little bad babies that grow up to be bad problems. And how does that happen? Well, as these things as you think about them, they reproduce, then they grow. And how do they reproduce, if you think about it? Oh crap, Aaron, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And like I said, most of you right now, you know what's wrong with your business more than what you know what's right, because you're not doing this weekly and this daily stuff. So let's go to the next level with it. Because of that, you have let, and I teach on this a lot, the important go. Remember right here? How did you get to where you were having to work 50, 60 hours a week and be overwhelmed? How did that happen? Well, in the beginning, you were only doing 20, 30 hours a week, and instead of building systems to run your business, you just let it go. But let me show you something here. You've let the important go until it became, and those that follow me, you know what I'm going to say here, urgent. Here's the problem. When you let the important become urgent, all you end up ever doing all day long is more urgent. Everything you tell me you have to do today is urgent. Everything you work on is urgent. There's never anything that's just important that you can park out there. So what do we have to do? We have to go hustle and knock out some of this urgent crap and tell our spouse we're not going to be home for a few days or even a few weeks. And we get all that urgent done right here. And that urgent gets knocked out finally. And that buys us 2 or 3 weeks of normality. And we see it, it's coming again. But when that urgent gets out, finally we're just dealing with important. What happens to our stress? Stress goes from always operating at here to coming down to here. And then you look around and you go, oh my gosh, this is easy. I'll do this, this, this. And you're able to think. You come up with systems, ideas, and tricks. And you're able to get ahead of the oncoming situations and keep everything at the important level. And you just keep working as fast as possible to knock out the important. As you focus on working as fast as possible and knocking out the important, it never becomes urgent. And there's never a potential house fire around the corner. A lot of us, our business is always on fire. Our hair is always on fire. There's always something about to go wrong. Why? Because of this right here. And how does this happen? We had the map. You could have gone in on a Saturday. On Monday through Friday, you could go in at 6:30 in the morning, get it handled so you could get out of there at 5:30. Get out of there at 4:30, go home see your family. But you didn't do it. And it's because you're so tired from the day before. If finally you wake up and you go, I'm going to kick myself in the butt. I'm going to get up, I'm going to get to work early. And for once, I'm going to get my crap knocked out before everybody else shows up and can bother me. And then I'm going to go home early, I'm going to see my family. I'm not going to stay here out of habit. You got to remember the best life you can have. The best life you can have. You should write this down. Best life is designed. It doesn't happen by accident. You design it. Just like your life right now has been designed by you to be chaotic and be frustrating and be lost. So many of us right now have put the compass in the drawer and instead we've pulled out the debt papers and we pay more attention to that credit card, that tool debt, that tax debt, the rent we're behind on, and we've traded it for this. And guess what's now our compass? This. Oh, I hope I can make the debt payment this week. I hope I can. Screw that. You're going to forget about it. Your brain is just reproducing what it thinks about. I did this. I went down the rabbit hole. It was horrible. At some point, I just had to say, I'm going to pretend like my life is perfect. Life is great. I'm not going to think about it anymore. I'm going to focus instead on what direction I should be going in. One step at a time, at a time, at a time, until I build the life I want. And that comes down to every single week. And a lot of you may think this video is frou and everything. This is the crap that makes people lose when they had all the tools to see it. You need to know, are my sales down? Is my car count down? Is my advertising working? Are my hours where they need to be? What is my cash flow this week? Am I making money? And if you stay on top of this stuff, this will never matter. But the only way you're going to get there, step one, is to block this. Go hustle and get some crap done. Those people they're going to complain forever. Who cares? They'll be there when you're ready. And focus on this. You change your mindset to focusing on what's going right at your business and be able to stay on top of it, everything will start changing for you. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video.